Hi Tea Society, welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we are checking out Yuna's Ice Cream. I'm so incredibly giddy for this. It's ridiculous, but I am showing up day of, hours after it dropped. So be proud of me. I don't know when this is going to go up on the channel, but know that I recorded it hours after this music video came out. So that's how excited I am. Now, I am going to check out a lyric video first because that's how I roll. I pause, I talk, I like to pull apart things. However, like I said, I am checking this out hours after the album dropped. So I understand that I'm going to have to take this with a grain of salt, right? Translations may or may not be what they're supposed to be. I'm going to put captions on the music video. I'm really just here to get a vibe, okay? I get overly overstimulated and overwhelmed. So we're really just here for me to listen to the song so that when I get into the music video, it doesn't make me cry. All right? That's it. It's totally cool. I'm not going to catch everything. We're just here to have a good time. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Look at her. We're fine. We're cool.
It's so pretty, it's so dreamy, it's so sweetie. Get me shiny, get me crazy, get me dizzy. I'm a fairy, vanilla almond mode. 수많은 options, I know you want them all. 눈앞에 있어 보이는 것만 느껴. 딱 한 번뿐인 이 시간을 숨겨. 달려 뒤로의 hurry. Time is like ice cream, 잠깐일걸.
Oh my goodness. Whoa. Okay, I know I'm stopping right before the drop. I love the way that she's playing with her voice. Like, we have this very, like, talk singing starting off. Talking about, like, it being, like, so sweet, so pretty, so dreamy. I love that imagery just like going into it, especially considering that we have this very like synth sound happening, and then she goes into like lighter and lighter in her vocals as we get a little bit higher up in her range. Nothing crazy, but I love that like transition, almost this like selling of it, right? Like it, since we're going with, like ice cream and there's all this imagery in the promotions of an ice cream shop and stuff, it's almost like some kind of like selling their wares in some way, but also as this being her like solo debut, I love that she's kind of like listing off of being like, here are all the things that are going to be great about what I'm doing, and just like the image of like ice cream, picking different options and flavors, and I'm going to give you like a little bit of everything, like here's a whole display of what I can give you. And given the album spoiler that I checked out, it looks like we're going to be like diving into a few different sounds from her, which was very exciting. And even the live in the moment and talking about time is like ice cream, of it melts and you can't just leave it out forever and stuff like that. We need to like hurry things along and everything and just jump into things, pick something and it'll be fine. So I love like the no hesitation, right? So I love that image for her of being like, hey, whatever it is that you want from a performance, I got you, right? Here are all the options that you could choose from. I'm absolutely in love with this kind of sped up delivery too with it, and the synths coming in. Oh, this song is gonna be so much fun. I was going to this album, I'm like, it's gonna be my soundtrack for the summer, and this is just like, I'm just gonna go back. I don't know how far I want to go back, but I want to go back to the beginning, but I also know that we gotta just keep going forward so that I don't stay here for 1,000 years. It's fine. I can listen to it again with the music video. The little vocal fry. I love the little step sonic on the side. Oh, with the guitars. Oh, the bass. I love the guitars coming in and then the bass coming in. Love the way that she's playing with her voice as well. Like, again, getting those like lighter, airy sounds from her that I definitely heard in the teasers and stuff, but also getting a beautiful, like more like chest voice as well when we got to like the second part of that chorus. And I think that that's so beautiful that she's giving us a bunch of different things. Like I said, we're getting this kind of talk singing in parts of it, little vocal fry accents, and then getting this very light sound from her, then transitioning into more of that like chest mix a little bit, right? So it's just like giving a little more power behind her voice, but it's also just giving us a gorgeous tone from her. I am already in love with this song. It's so fun. Wait, I just need to hear the chorus again. It's fine. I love the guitars. Right there, more of like a chest. This little step down with the bass. Damn. Wait, we're gonna get into the pre-chorus again. I also love that we have this sped up delivery in the verses, it seems, and then the chorus just like grooves out, right? Like that, I wanna be your ice cream. We're elongating that out. Do not judge my singing, okay? It is early in the morning and I am not warmed up for that. I'm just giving an example. But elongating out the chorus, taking more time with that, the right, the little like pauses in between it that just make that chorus stick around for a little bit longer in comparison to the verses that are just like go go go, right? And I think that that's so much fun too, because it gives a really fun groove to the rest of the like the verses and everything, especially with this walking bass line that we got. And then you get to have a bunch of open space with the chorus. And from the little bit of choreo that we got to see in the teasers, I like that they seem to be playing with those almost tableau moments in it as well, like the like freeze and movement will result in melting. I love that it's, hey, don't hesitate to make a decision, but then once you're here, it's like you can pause, you can relax. And like the idea of like ice cream and like summer and everything too, being like once you've picked an ice cream, the option that you want, you can just sit back and enjoy it. And it's like this leisurely kind of treat, right? As opposed to the almost like pressure to make a decision. Maybe I'm just speaking from experience, because if you ask me to make a decision, like I spend my whole time waiting in line, anxiously going over my order over and over again in my head. Even though I've ordered things before, I would order the same thing I always do, because that's how we roll as neurodivergent. But the number of times I panicked because I don't know how to like make a decision. But I love it. It's like no time to waste and being like, don't worry, like it's gonna be fine, like just don't hesitate, just make a decision. Love it. And I love that we pulled back a bunch of the elements in this verse too, to just like really focus on those vocal melodies for it. Oh, having the bass right there, yes. It's a fun little vocal sample. Ooh, was there a little descending like harmony there? Yeah, there's a little like descending vocal back there. Whoa, the whisper. Whoa, the call response. Wow. Whoa, just can we talk about the way that she like puts a little bit of like vibrato when she says amazing? Also, I can realize that like we are clearly saying amazing here and we are not saying amazing here. So again, translations with a grain of salt, I understand. All right. It's just there to give me like a basic concept of what we're dealing with. But like the way that her voice sounds when she says it, beautiful tone. Gorgeous. Ooh, fun breakdown. Ooh, I love all the layered vocals. Sorry, I'm gonna let her sing. All the layered vocals. Ooh, the higher ad lib. Beautiful. Okay, ad-lib, hold on. This is more like a belted note. What a song. So much fun. And like bass super prevalent in that one, which I personally love. I love all of the layered vocals. Like we got a little bit there right at the end, because one, I think it's just like a fun little chant thing to have in it as well. It makes me interested to see what the performance will be like, because you don't really have to focus as much on delivering a bunch of vocals for that. So it makes me interested to see how that's going to translate, which I saw. It looks like we're getting a teaser for a Studio Tune performance, which the squee that came out of me. So very excited for all of the promotions that we're gonna get, but love having the layered vocals too, because we had a little bit in the teasers and stuff of like multiples of Yuna as well, so having a bunch of her voices like layered up for that also feels like we might be able to play around with that in terms of like the visuals and everything. Love that we had a bunch of these very light, airy vocals like layered in, like these little descending moments, these little ad-libs. Even like the whisper was like very breathy, and then we get that one ad-lib at the end that was like mixed tone, which is beautiful, right? It's a wonderful way of building up some of that momentum with the song, but also using a bunch of the layered vocals before that to soften out everything, to be like, don't worry, everything is fine. Such a fun song. I'm going to be listening to it so much. This is what I needed. I woke up this morning, there was sunshine outside, and I have a Yuna solo. What more could I want? This year has been a lot, but at least I have this. I got this. We can do this. It's fine. I just need a second to take a deep breath. Okay, here we go.
It's so pretty, it's so dreamy, it's so sweetie. Got me shiny, got me crazy, got me dizzy.
Whoa.
수많은 options, I know you want them all. 눈앞에 있어 보이는 것만 느껴. 딱 한 번뿐인 이 시간을 삼켜.
Whoa. Okay, like the way that we immediately had this like falling POV, again, like the melting from Yuna because she's like the one moving around, but we got these like speed ups, slow down, and then speed up. They played with that as well in the teasers, and I was like, oh, it's almost giving this stop motion or this like kind of uncanny feeling, because we're getting these like different like frame rates, and some of it's slowed down, some of it's sped up, and we're getting that here as well in the actual music video, which is like giving this kind of like off kilter feeling, which is fun.
Options, I know you want them all. 눈앞에
The like melting versus the snow because we stopped moving. Ma'am. Whoa. Whoa, I love that we have the vanilla Alamo like in the freezer, but it feels oddly like a morgue. Again, like we're getting all this kind of dark imagery, even these people in like masks and like the hands, like the shadows like reaching out for her. Almost like green light, red light. This is what we saw. Whoa. Ma'am, don't wink at me. I also noticed that she kind of has like her hands like clasped in a way that also feels like being trapped, right? If you have like your wrists bound or being contained, and like the way that the dancers are like interacting with her as well. Cool effect of the melting. The choreo. Ma'am. Ah! Wait, she's so cute. Whoa. I think was that our thumbnail? That's like the effect of her like sinking down because the more that she's moving. Again, I noticed before where she had the puddle around her, and then when she like stopped moving, it like turned back to like snow and like ice and stuff. It was so interesting. Again, with the like movement melting versus like freezing and like stagnation. She's so cute. It makes my brain malfunction. Like I can't process it. This choreo is so cute too. This part. It'll smile. That's a cool little effect. Ma'am. Whoa. Interesting too, like having the like almost like cooling her down, right? Trying to get her to not melt. And then did it say carving room? Am I reading that right? Even like this is like again posing her in a way, right? Like I said before with having the dolls on little stop motion. I was like, oh, dolls make me think of like almost this perfectionism or this making someone kind of stick to like a specific thing. And you can see that like through a lot of different lenses. Here we're definitely putting in some of those like horror uncanny kind of things, which I feel like dolls in general have a lot of that uncanny feeling. But I think it could also be like, oh, any option, right? I can fit into any of those options, but like it also is leaning into this like horror thing of her rebelling versus being posed and made to conform to what is expected of her. Hang on, I'm just investigating. Yeah, I would be like, no thank you, I'm good. I would like to not be part of that. But this little effect with the like muted sound. Are they like controlling her like eye blinking? Again, kind of like posed like a doll. It's a cool reflection. Oh my goodness. No, that is not what I wanted. We just have like a mallet? Yeah, I definitely feel like we got some horror elements going on. Even like the what's supposed to be like the ice cream pops look a little bit scary. But this very much feels like display, right? Being like, oh, you have to fit into this like specific, it was like statue, right? Ice carvings and stuff, right? Of being like stagnant, but also feeling temporary in some ways. Lots of really interesting imagery. Ooh, there's two of her in this frame. Like scaffolding. Ooh, with the like strings, almost like marionette. This is really cute. Freezing to stay still. Whoa, the reverse on that is so cool too. And she always melts into like color compared to the white and everything. Oh dear. Ooh, even that pose is very like marionette or almost like automaton. But like I was saying, she seems to be melting into like different colors. We have the at least two Yunas, the one with the dark hair and then this one with the lighter hair. And this one feels like the one that's like being told to conform to this specific thing. And then we have the one that's doing her own thing, has like the darker hair and she's wearing like the SOS shirt. So it's interesting to have all these like desaturated colors with a bunch of this, I don't know, organization place that we're in, the freezing that's happening, being very like white clothing and white backgrounds and very like desaturated colors, and then having like Yuna having these like much brighter colors and bringing like this vibrancy to it. Also the scaffolding with the like little versions is definitely make me think of the Doozers. Fraggle Rock, which is behind me, which is we're also puppets, Muppets technically, which is a type of puppet, but we don't need to get into the details of that. But I feel like it fits with the idea of, again, almost like this dollhouse, having someone pose and conform and be controlled by some kind of like external force, and then we have Yuna doing her own thing anyway. Ooh, the little hair flick. The choreo looks so good. Wild. Whoa, and then she's like the doll. Even like this feels fairy tale, dollhouse kind of thing. Even like we have a fence that's breaking up like the frozen side and the a non-frozen side, right? This almost like barrier of don't pass this point or whatever of what is allowed and what isn't. And I think that fits really well, not only with Yuna doing her own solo thing to be like, don't try to put me into a box or like a specific thing, like a mold that I'm supposed to adhere to. And like I said, like the idea of having an ice cream shop where there's like multiple different options and like you can mix and match and there's like different toppings and there's something very like playful and creative about it is don't just stick to one thing. Don't just stick to like vanilla. You can pick whatever you want, but also with ITZY is like a concept, right? Like the whole group is don't try to put me into a specific box. Even if like I've been doing something specific, I'm going to do something different, right? I'm going to continue to try different things. And I feel like Yuna pulling that basic idea, but also being like, yeah, but I'm not doing something as ITZY. I'm doing something on my own. So this is like a very different sound than what I, at least so far, have experienced with lead singles from ITZY. But it's so cute. It's so cute. It's bringing out the cute aggression in me, and it's a lot. Also, do we only have stars on this side, like the unfrozen side? Fun too, like wishing on stars and stuff. This is wild. She's just like mopping up the carnage. Ooh, cool transition. Whoa. And the sunshine? Whoa. He's so cute in the back. Ooh, fun. Look at her. Just posing, just having a good time. She's so cute. Also, I love that we get like the moment where it's like the two versions of her that are like the dolls. Okay, that is also quite nice, but that's not what I was trying to focus on. But we have the sun coming in, right? So like sun is gonna melt a bunch of it anyway, but it's kind of like shining light, but it's not like a super like midday kind of sun, right? Like it's still, I don't know, there's this warmth to it, but it's nothing like crazy. So there's still like space for some of that like frost, I guess. I'm trying desperately to not start singing Icy like the entirety of this promotion, but that's neither here nor there. But I love this moment of them both being on like the different sides. We have the unfrozen side and the frozen side, right? And we have them on both sides of it, but also we have at the end like stepping into like the center, right? This like liminal space of yes and a lot of ways, right? Again, it feels like she's going to be giving us a bunch of different things in this solo from her and wanting to explore a bunch of stuff. This is like the bright, fun side of it, but then given what we got with the album spoiler, it feels like we're also going to be going into some other stuff that is taking from some of that like darker off-kilter side. Even this, of all of the cute moments, there were also these like kind of horror inspired moments as well. It was this uncanny toy box kind of feeling, and I think that's really fun to play with too, of being like, don't think just because I'm doing something cute means that I can't do something that has a darker concept, or that I'm not going to cross over between these 2 points, right? I can do whatever I want and I can explore these different things. And I think going into this, I was expecting Yuna to do something that was a little bit more on the brighter side, but I know that she can do like a darker, more intense concept as well. And I like that she's mixing a bunch of different elements into this one, where it's not just like a very like cute, poppy, like girly kind of feeling music video. There's also like a bunch of storytelling that's happening in it, and this feeling of rebelling against being put into a specific like mold, like I was saying, like being told to fit into a specific expectation or only doing one specific thing, right? Like instead she's saying, I'm going to break out of that and also show different sides of myself. Like having multiple of her in this music video is there's going to be like lots of different versions of me that are exploring and causing havoc, mischief in this world that I've created, which is a lot of fun. Also, the sun got brighter outside while I was watching that. Coincidence? I think not. I had so much fun with that. I think I'm going to be listening to it so much. She sounded incredible on it. I love getting this very breathy, light delivery from her. I feel like a lot of the time she has a really forward, bright, a lot of closure in her vocal cords sound, because that's how she fits into the dynamic with ITZY as a group. Her voice sits a lot better there in terms of the arrangement, but I love here that we're getting a bunch of different dynamics from her, right? Like we're getting that breathier tone, but we're also getting those moments where she has more closure to her vocal cords. We're even getting like some vocal fry at different points. We're getting some beautiful like mixed and chest voice moments, and then even the like whisper, like call and response ad libs that were going on as well. She's doing so many different things in the song and like adding all these different layers of vocals, which is really beautiful. Like it doesn't sound like we're missing anything, even though she's doing something on her own, right? With the different vocals being layered up, which can be like a bit of a challenge if you're used to like working with a group of people. How do you figure out how to make your voice sound distinct when you're all by yourself and put a lot of character into it to make it work? But she did such a good job. I can't wait to check out like the full choreo. It looks so cute. I love all the little hand details, and she just looked like she was having a great time, which is like one of my favorite things about anything that is like performance wise with Yuna. And I think I saw a little bit of it in the guide. Isn't it like they early on in their career, like she went viral because she was just having so much fun performing? I cannot wait to see the performances of this, because I think that she's just going to be having a blast because it's so much fun, and you have those like chant moments where the audience can join in and everything. So I can't wait to check all that out, and of course the rest of the album. And I hope you enjoyed listening to that along with me. You can click this place to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to the next time I post an ITZY reaction. I will see you in the next video. Bye.